Man, it was really fun. It was really fun. There was just a real weight to it when we were there. This is something that I've been make-believing that for a long-ass time, since I was about 10 years old, running around with my
I could tell you did a good
fake
job.
rifle. But this was, well, still faking it to a whole new level. We had, like, amazing actors, and it all felt very real. And I really wanted to be careful to make sure that it was portrayed honestly. I really wanted that to come across, that they were real Marines behind me. And I was all, guys, if I do anything that doesn't look like the best staff sergeant you've ever seen, tell me something. This dude, like, just raised his hand straight away. He's like, your strap's on backwards, bro. I was like, really? My gun was completely on the wrong.
Was it really?
Yeah, well, yeah, I just said use the back. It was in the front.
Oh, I'm glad he was there to get. Yeah, it would have been. He had your back.
Yeah. Yeah. So, anyways, I had a lot of backup and help. I worked with Master Sergeant, and he is a very colorful guy, and he really helped me a lot in terms of the preparation, and as specific as you wanted to get. He had an answer for every question. And then most of it was just through osmosis, just being around these guys, because they're something else, you know. We think about, we're a different breed. Those are some real heroes.
I really connected to Beth when I first read the script. She's dealing with something that I think so many women can relate to. She's a single mom, and she sort of put her own hopes and her own dreams on the back burner to sort of do right by her family. And I just have so much respect for that. And what's really beautiful is that she has all these walls up, and she's so guarded, rightfully so. She's been hurt in the past, and I think pretty afraid of putting herself out there again. With the right guy, love is possible. And no matter, you know, what you've been through or what you are going through, that it's possible.
So we don't meet each other and be like, you know, well, we've got good chemistry, we should do this. But
You've got awesome chemistry.
I knew immediately that we, you know, like we talked.
Yeah.
We were talking. We communicated well. We had similar ideas. She seemed like a very, very hard worker and took it very seriously. Bottom line is, I think just after we had rehearsed the scene, or done the scene one time, she like blew me away. I walked out and was like, oh my God. Oh. And she had the part there. But then on top of that, she just also happened to be really cool. And that was, for me, it's very important that, you know, I think it's so important that you have a good working relationship with somebody. And some people just can't.
Yeah.
You're there. I think you're there. Yeah.
Ellie is a delight. You know, I love the idea that she's witty and wise and only speaks up really when it's important, because I think that's something that I as a mother, grandmother, mother-in-law, strive to be, you know. And she's, to me, is ideal, so I sort of strive to be like her. She was in a series that I admired so much. It only lasted one season, but it was called Mercy, and she was phenomenal on it. I actually said to my agent, I'd like to work with her. Is it possible to get on that show? And sadly, it was canceled. When I heard she was doing this, I was really up for it. I mean, I wanted to do it, of course, after I read it and knowing Zac was involved, but she and I have a very special bond, I think, sort of mother-daughter bond already. She's the real thing, very genuine. Well, yeah, it really wasn't work. It was so joyful. I mean, those dogs, I love dogs to begin with and have trained some of my own from the time they were puppies. They had training for us to work with the dogs and the trainers, but I just took to it so easily that luckily I only had to do one session, basically. We did a few sessions while we were there, but it was just to get them familiar with us, and, you know, it was really fun. Just, 45-minute drive from the heart of New Orleans, which was also great because we could go hear jazz, and I have friends who live there, so the whole thing was just the best for me. The colors of those sunrises and sunsets, that some of them were captured on film, it's just a beautiful part of the country. Absolutely, you know, and that whole place is infused with such music, the vitality of those people. I have such admiration for it, because after Katrina, I thought, how many people, how resilient would another state or place be? And I think sadly it had to happen to them, but they are sort of they're born to getting back up on their feet, you know, and I think music has a lot to do with that. That was a house that existed, but they built the kennel. That was built on to it, and they enhanced the house a lot. I think those people will be very happy to get that house back in the shape that it was in. We heard some extraordinary stories about Katrina happening. One of the men, one of the caretakers around there, came in and rescued people in boats. Water was up to, you know, up there in the house. It was extraordinary. Saved a lot of people, saved horses. They lost a lot of horses. The stories are hair-raising.